SKUK.
Hey guys, I'm back today with a RC update of my Arrma Typhon 6S speed buggy. Just a quick disclaimer, excuse if I've got a croaky vote or I sniffle or something like that in the video. I am not feeling all that well, but I just wanted to get a video out for you guys. And as I said, we're going to concentrate on the Typhon 6S today. So since the last update, I have done quite a few things, or actually I've done a lot to this buggy. To start with, I completely rebuilt it. I stripped everything down, took pretty much everything apart. I took the diffs apart. I didn't take the shocks apart because I checked the oil level and they looked clean. There was no dirt or anything in them. But I literally rebuilt everything else, replaced all the bearings, everything like that. And basically I did that just so in this update I could tell you if there was any hidden faults or anything like that. Because this buggy's nearly been out a year, might be a year actually now. It's close to, because I've had this for nearly a year. And from the underside you can see that this thing has taken a huge beating, and I forgot to do that screw up, which is great on my part. But as you can see, it's taken an absolute beating, this buggy. Believe it or not, this did start out black, but it's now completely. I might as well sand the rest of the black off to make it silver. But it's taken a huge beating, and I can safely say to you guys, there isn't any hidden problems. All the diffs are fine, none of the teeth or anything like that were grounded off. All the plastics were completely fine. The bearings, surprisingly enough, actually I had no bearings that were actually bad. None that were seized, nothing like that. I just wanted to replace them just out of peace of mind, really. So if I just go ahead and take the body off. The body is in just fine, there's nothing wrong with the shower, as you can see. Just the normal shower. I might buy one of the clear ones soon, because I'm just thinking of gears. But as you can see, I've got a couple of battery leads in there, don't want them in there. So as you can see, my receiver's not in the car at the moment because it's gone into my slash 4x4 because I need to do some testing with it. I am going to bind this up to my DX4C, just got to get a new receiver for it. But it will be powered by the Spectrum soon, hopefully, if funds allow. During the rebuild, as I said, I put new bearings in. If I bring it up to close to the camera for you, there you go. As you can see, the normal stock bearings on the Arrma vehicles are they're fully ball raced, but they're metal. They have no rubber seal or anything like that. So as you can see, if I can get the camera to focus, they are rubber sealed. As you can see, it's a little bit mucky because I did test it out and it works completely fine. So I replaced most of the bearings on the buggy. But as I said, there was no sort of hidden bearing issues, none were broke or anything like that. And I did have beaten the complete crap out of this car. The rear shock tower in the previous update was a little bit bent, but I did manage to bend it back, and it took a lot of force to really get it to bend back. It still isn't 100%, but after bending it back, I could say for it to bend, it must have taken a huge hit that I just didn't account for. It was really hard to bend back. The motor is performing brilliantly. There's no issue with the motor whatsoever. Although it's on the small side for an 8 scale, it's plenty powerful for it. One thing I have noticed though, which is more a fault of me, or just owners in general, is I thread locked the pinion gear, but I don't know, I just couldn't have left it long enough to set. And basically, when running, the pinion gear, which is this little gear here, shifts back and it grinds against the motor mount. So my motor mount is actually sort of worn, where the pinion's been rubbing against it, which I noticed pretty much straight away. Like you could just hear it, but just double check your pinion is like Loctited and stuff like that, and leave it enough time to set, which is the mistake I did, because it will shift back into the motor mount and you could overheat your motor, your ESC, etc. But other than that, it's completely fine. The gearing is fine. ESC performs brilliantly. Hasn't got a fan in there at the moment because I'm using it for something else. The servo, while I was doing the rebuild, I replaced the servo, and in here I've got the Turnigy. If it will focus, come on, there you go. The Turnigy 1258 TG. It's a really good servo actually. £23, a brilliant servo. I've got it in this, obviously. I've got it in the S Thunder Tiger ST1, which is a full 8 scale truggy. I'm also going to get one for the Slash 4x4 as well very soon. It's a brilliant servo. It does its job really well. And really, there's nothing that's gone wrong. The only wear and tear parts, which I will now show you. And the wear and tear, which is some kind of expected, is that centre drive cup there. Can you see the amount of movement that centre dog bone has, and also towards the front, if I can get it to rotate round, there. You can see how much it's worn. Now, I did contact Arrma UK about changing the centre drive line to the Team Durango DEX8, which is like Arrma's race division, or Arrma is the bashing division of Team Durango, depending on how you look at it. They're sister companies basically, and because it's like pretty much the same platform front and rear, I thought that it was going to be a pretty direct swap to put in the DEX parts, which are of a higher quality, because obviously it costs more and it's a race bred buggy. So I was sort of hoping that it didn't wear out as quick and it would actually work. The unfortunate thing is, after me, ADL looks at the exploded diagrams, a direct swap isn't what it turns out to be. To be able to change the centre drive line of the Typhon to the DEX8, you have to buy the DEX8 chassis basically. The centre spur is flipped, so in the Typhon the actual main gear is facing towards the rear, in the DEX8 it's facing towards the front. So that's one big change. The second change is how the motor actually mounts to the chassis, etc. It's a completely different motor mount. Because I originally wanted to have a plastic spur gear, and you just can't do that. It doesn't give you the option. The centre drive lines as well are very unique to the DEX8 or the Team Durango line of vehicles, in the fact that the centre spur uses a kind of spacer depending on which model of the Team Durangos you have. It has a different spacing to allow the drive shafts to actually fit on, because they don't actually use the dog bone style at one end, they use a grub screw. So just an unfortunate thing. I may change out the parts sooner or later, but it's an expensive conversion, let's put it that way. From Tower Hobbies, I think the DEX8 chassis is like $90, something around, floating around that region in cost. So it's a very expensive switch over, so I might just stick with the normal drivetrain. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I mean, this is after a year of hard bashing, tarmac driving, grass, Astro tracks. You've got to expect it to wear out. So after a year, I'm really not that fussed. I mean, it's still drivable. I mean, it just wear out. So I probably will just stick with the centre drive line, but I just thought I'd check it out, yeah, to you guys. I know some people are thinking about doing what I thought, and it just doesn't work unless you drill your own holes or buy the chassis, etc. It just doesn't work. So that's from me, that's from Arrma, that's from Team Durango, because ADL got in contact with the designer of both the Typhon and the DEX8, because it's the same guy, and he said that it is completely different how they sort of work. So it's a bit unfortunate, but although they look the same, so it's a bit unfortunate, but I mean, like the front and rear clips are pretty much identical, so you can interchange parts there. So you can just do the conversion. It's up to you. But for now, I'm going to keep my pockets not empty. So I'm just going to keep it as it is. I'll probably buy the stock drive shafts and stuff again, and have another year of no problems. Because this buggy really hasn't given me any problems. Of course, I had the original version of the ESC and of course, as people know, it's well documented now, is the ESC is a bit of a hit and miss. I do believe they came out with the version 2, which seems to have solved the issue somewhat, but now some of them are catching fire instead of puffing out. But again, it's a kind of hit and miss thing. It's a new product. It's not a rebrand of anything, that ESC. It's not a rebranded Hobbywing. It's not a rebranded Castle. Other companies like HPI Traxxas will rebrand other companies' ESCs, so Castle and Hobbywing, but Arrma didn't. They went out and made their own. So there are a few teething issues. Castle and Hobbywing had a few teething issues to start with. So I mean, their customer service has served me well, served others very well as well. So I know some people haven't had that good luck with it, but I mean, you got to give it time when they're replacing stuff that usually cost $100 or more. And I know it shouldn't go out, but again, it's coming out of their pocket. So the 2-year warranty has stood up for me so far, and I have had no issues with this ESC and this servo. So that is pretty much it from me, guys. As I said, no other issues with the actual platform itself. I highly recommend this buggy. All the Italian, all the crate, anything that is in this line of cars, I absolutely recommend. I mean, if you can get your hands on the roller, I know some they're floating around on eBay, or if you want, go straight to the Team Durango versions. Again, they're both great platforms. They're very similar in platforms, but not as quite similar as I would have hoped, but they're very similar nevertheless. So that is it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry about my throat again and me sniffling, but I hope there's useful information here for you guys. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you didn't, go ahead and hit the dislike button. Doesn't really offend me all that much. Tell me how I can improve, etc. Any questions or comments, please post them in the comment section down below. And if you're new around here, guys, and you like the videos on my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button to add to the community I've already grown so far. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in my next video.